over here Stackelberg competition. So Stackelberg competition or Stackelberg duopoly is a model of imperfect competition. ये सारे imperfect competition है क्योंकि duopoly का ही model है. So imperfect competition, which was based on a non-comparative game. This is very important. Non-comparative game. Non-comparative game. It was developed in 34. His full name was Henrik Stackelberg. He was actually a German, and market. His treatise market structure and equilibrium, and represented a breaking point in the study of market structure, particularly the analysis of duopolies. Since it was a model based on different starting assumptions and gave different conclusions to those of the Conrad's and Bertrand's duopoly model. Stackelberg model is important in many ways as compared to Conrad's model. It is a continuation of the Stackelberg model. You can write that. Another thing which you can stress upon is that it is an imperfect competition. Third thing which you can stress upon is that it actually represented a breaking point in the study of market structure. It's that important, and particularly the analysis of duopoly. So since it was a model based on different starting assumptions, gave different conclusions. Next slide. After studying Stackelberg, you will study its assumption. It is assumed by Stackelberg that one duopolist is sufficiently sophisticated to recognize then his competitor acts on the Conrad's assumption. Actually, Conrad's assumption, as we have read and seen, Conrad's assumption was very much based on reaction and action of a other person or other rival. The वो part same रहेगा Stackelberg में. There will be an action and reaction. This recognition allows the sophisticated duopolist to determine the reaction curve of his rival and incorporate it in his own profit function, which he then proceeds to maximize like a monopolist. Actually, a sophisticated duopolist to determine the reaction curve of his rival. Reaction curve आपने पहले भी पढ़ा है, Conrad में reaction curve बना हुआ था. इसमें एक difference है जो Conrad से अलग है. In a Conrad model, we actually drawn the demand curve, and with the help of those demand curve, we try to figure out what will be the reaction of the other rival. In this case, he used isoprofit curves. Instead of using a demand curve, Stackelberg actually used isoprofit curves. So this recognition allows the sophisticated duopolist to determine the reaction curve of his rival and incorporate it in his own profit function, which he then proceeds to maximize like a monopolist. ये क्यों लिखा है ये next slide में आपको clear होगा. Next slide. See, take a look. I will give you at least 5 to 6 minutes to actually draw this curve. Draw it in your copies so that जो भी line curves में आपको दिख रही हैं, याद रखिएगा वो isoprofit lines हैं. Isoprofit lines हैं और इस curve को अपने उसमें बना लीजिए क्योंकि आगे इसी का explanation है. This is the reactionary curve of Stackelberg. Take your 5 minutes and I'll keep explaining what does this curve actually means and what is it actually showing. Draw it in your copies. It's not difficult. It looks difficult. It's very easy actually. There are isoprofit reactionary curves which have been drawn. On जो साइड OY एक्सिस में बने हुए हैं वो A के हैं और जो आपके OX एक्सिस में बने हुए हैं वो B के हैं. तो A और B दो राइवल्स इसमें भी हैं. दोनों के अपने अपने रिएक्शनरी कर्व्स हैं. But reactionary curve, as I told you, that in Stackelberg it is shown by the isoprofit curve. So it is given over here in front of you. Isoprofit curves. In between they have drawn two. इसका explanation आगे है next slide में. आप लोग बना लीजिए फिर I will explain it to you. In this particular curve, as you can see, isoprofit curve बने हुए हैं. A's reaction and then there is a B's reaction. देखिए नीचे B का reaction है और A का reaction है. तो पहले A reaction की एक line बनाइए और दूसरी लाइन बनाइएगा बीज रिएक्शन की, जहां पे दोनों कोइंसाइड करें या एक दूसरे को कट करें, that is a Carnot's equilibrium. But having said that, there are three isoprofit curves drawn on this side, which is showing A's reaction, as I said, and these are drawn on this side showing B's reaction. So Stackelberg equilibrium with A, the sophisticated leader, and in this case Stackelberg equilibrium with B, the sophisticated one. So ये वाला B और ये वाला A. A actually we have taken on O x-axis and B we have taken on O y-axis. This is B, this is A. If you have drawn it, please let me know. बन गया हो तो बता दीजिएगा. You have to keep you have to define here what is isoprofit also. So isoprofit is actually a curve which is drawn on ये वाले ये जो isoprofit curves हैं, it shows iso means as you know it means equal. So curves which actually show, I'll just give you a definition of what isoprofit means. बन गया हो तो बता दीजिए. बन गया? A curve, this is the definition of isoprofit curve. A curve showing the combination of two or more varieties या variables that generate the same level of profit for a firm. For a single firm, an isoprofit curve can be constructed for alternative input combinations. So a curve showing the combination of two or more variables that generate the same level of profit. ये एक याद रखने की बात है. A curve that is showing a combination of two or more variables that is generating the same, as I said, iso means equal. So generating the same level of profit for a firm is known as isoprofit. Is the figure drawn?
Ma'am, please repeat this definition.
Sure. A curve showing the combination, a curve showing the combination of two or more variables, a curve showing the combination of two or more variables that generate the same level of profit. That generate the same level of profit for a firm. That generate the same level of profit for a firm. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For a single firm, इसी में एक line और add कर लीजिए. For a single firm, an isoprofit curve. For a single firm, an isoprofit curve can be constructed for alternative input combinations. For a single firm, an isoprofit curve can be constructed for alternative input combinations. Can be constructed for alternative input combinations. Okay, I'll give you a. Have you drawn the figure, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's move on to the next slide. I hope everybody has the figure. नहीं बना है तो please बता दीजिए so that you can draw. You will not understand next slide unless you have this figure. Because this is a आकृति just पीछे करो figure वाला. because this is important that you should have this figure clearly in your mind that what is being shown over here. Everybody, please let me know that everybody has drawn this. Let me know that everybody has drawn this. Asta, have you drawn this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Others have also, I hope, all drawn it. काजल बन गया तुम्हारा? काजल, figure drawn? Okay. Let's move on to other. Let's move on to next slide. Uh, in the next slide, there is an explanation of this particular diagram. So you will next slide. Assume that the isoprofit curve, as I've told you, isoprofit curve are the combination of the two factors that actually gives out the same profit. And the reaction function of the Diopolys are those depicted in this figure. तो अगर आप लिखना चाहें कि ये फिगर दिखा क्या रही है, this is of course a Stackelberg reactionary figure, but it shows with the help of isoprofit curve and the reaction function of Diopolys are those depicted in the figure. If firm A is a sophisticated oligopolis, again two firms will be mentioned here, A or B. If firm A is a sophisticated oligopolis, it will assume that its rival will act on the basis of its own reaction curve. ये चीज आपको थोड़ी सी कॉनॉट से सिमिलर लगेगी. This recognition will permit firm A to choose to set its own output at the level which maximizes its own profit. ये एक सिंपल चीज है, इसमें कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है कि एक फर्म जो है अपने ऐसा चूज करेगी ऐसा आउटपुट जो कि उसका प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइज करेगा. सो दिस पर्टिकुलर लाइन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So this recognition will permit firm A to choose to set its own output at the level which maximizes its own profit. This is the point in figure A which lies on the lowest possible isoprofit curve of A, denoting the maximum profit A can achieve given these reaction curve. You can go back to your figure. You can see where it is given. अगर अभी भी नहीं समझ में आया होगा तो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में समझ में आ जाएगा. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. तो एक दो फर्म है, ये याद रखिएगा. फर्म A is adjusting its output according to the fact that he wants to maximize his profit. Firm A, acting as a monopolist by incorporating these reaction curve in his profit maximizing computation, will produce X. आपके में दिया होगा XA and firm B. अपनी फिगर को देख लीजिए. XA and firm B will react by producing XB. तो XA जहां भी दिया हो और XB जहां भी दिया हो उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन अपने उसमें देख लीजिए. XA और XB आप लोग को दिख रहा है. XA and XB आपकी फिगर में है.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We all can see that. XA and XB. XA and XB. Okay. Moving on. Having said that, firm A acting as a monopolist by incorporating, as I said, will produce XA and XB will react by producing, and firm B will react by producing XB. According to its reaction curve, the sophisticated oligopoly becomes in effect the leader, while the naive rival who acts on the Conant assumption becomes a follower. So it seems the person who actually takes the lead in this case in setting up the price, in setting up the portion of the market, in deciding the portion of the market, deciding also how much output that person will be or a firm will produce, वो leader की तरह उभरती है. And the second firm which actually simply acts on the Conant assumption of reactionary, that becomes a follower. जो act करता है वो leader, जो react करता है that person is actually nothing but a follower in this case. Next slide. Clearly sophistication is rewarding for A because he reaches an isoprofit curve closer to his axis when if he behaved with the same naivety as his rival. The naive follower is worse off as compared with the Conant equilibrium, since with this level of output he reaches an isoprofit curve further from his axis. एक चीज समझ में आ रही है इसको देख के और इसको पढ़ के कि जितना क्लोजर एक्सिस के होगा रिएक्शनरी कर्व या आइसोप्रोफिट कर्व उतना ही अचीव हुआ है जो गोल था। सो अगर आप ए का रिएक्शन कर्व देखें, आप देखेंगे कि आपने उसको काफी पास बना रखा है। जो सबसे छोटा वाला कर्व होगा, आप बाहर से शुरू करिएगा और अंदर जाइएगा। जस्ट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम आउटसाइड एंड गो इनसाइड। तो ए का रिएक्शन साइड में देखिएगा, पहले बहुत बड़ा फिर और छोटा फिर और छोटा, वो एक्सिस के ज्यादा पास है। जबकि बी का रिएक्शनरी कर्व आपको बनाना ऐसे चाहिए, जबकि बी का रिएक्शनरी कर्व एक्चुअली अपने एक्सिस से थोड़ा सा ज्यादा दूर है एज कम्पेयर टू ए। सो बिगर जितना भी आपने आइसोप्रोफिट बनाया है, incoming that is from outside till when we are moving inside of the isoprophet curve, it is far off from the axis. तो जो जितना दूर है अपने एक्सिस से आइसोप्रोफिट कर्व, उतना ही इसका कंक्लूजन निकलता है that they failed to actually achieve their target of profit. So keep this in mind. Important instruction here that एक्सेस से दूरी, अगर आपने ऐसे ही अपने हाथ से दैट इज बाय फ्री हैंड इसको बनाया है, तो एक्सेस से अगर ऐसे गलती से भी दूरी बन गई है तो भी वो गलत मैसेज चला जाएगा। सो उसको बहुत ध्यान से करिएगा। इसमें दिखाना यह है दैट ए हैज सक्सेसफुली अचीव इट्स टारगेट ऑफ मैक्सिमाइजिंग इट्स प्रॉफिट, but B failed to do so because of the difference in the axis and the isoprofit curve. Next slide. If firm B is the sophisticated oligopolist, it will choose to produce X dash B corresponding to point B on X's reaction curve, because this is the largest profit that B can achieve given his isoprofit map. And A's reaction curve, firm B will now be the leader while firm A becomes the follower. B has a higher profit and the naive firm A has a lower profit as compared with the firm not equivalent. ये वाला इसको ढूंढिए X dash B। इस फिगर में जहां भी आपको मिले X dash B, X dash B, कैन यू सी दैट? ऊपर वाला कर्व है X dash B। तो X A और X B तो हमने देखा था। अब जो हम देखेंगे वो देखेंगे X dash B और X dash A। एक सिंपल सी चीज आपके सामने आ रही है, ये जो लाइनें बना रहे हैं ये, और जो परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप हो रहा है वो आपको आउटपुट बता रहा है, और आउटपुट एक्चुअली बना किस चीज पे है? आइसोप्रोफिट पे। तो जब भी किसी कर्व को रिप्रेजेंट किया जाता है किसी लाइन से टेंजेंसी में, तो उसकी रिलेशनशिप होती है दोनों की। सो इन दिस केस दे आर एक्चुअली ड्रॉइंग रिएक्शन फंक्शन। एक दो लाइनें उन्होंने रिएक्शन फंक्शन की ले रखी हैं ए और बी की, और बाकी की जो लाइनें हैं वो कर्व्स जो हैं वो आइसोप्रोफिट हैं, और जिस जिस पॉइंट पे वो उससे टेंजेंट हो रहे हैं वहां पे एक्चुअली यू हैव टू स्टडी। तो इन दिस केस एक्स डैश बी को देखिएगा, एक्स डैश बी आपकी टेंजेंसी दिखा रहा है, और इस टेंजेंसी को उन्होंने लिया है किसके रिएक्शनरी कर्व पे? बी पॉइंट किसके रिएक्शनरी कर्व पे है? somebody please, sorry, किसके रिएक्शनरी कर्व पे? that's what I'm asking. B point, B, small b, can you see small b? There is a small b written over there, can you see that? It's on which or whose reaction curve? किससे टेंजेंसी है उसकी? एक्स डैश ए से नहीं बेटा, रिएक्शन कर्व ए का है जिसपे वो बना हुआ है। आप देखिए पॉइंट बी जिसपे आपको मिल रहा है और जिससे एक्चुअली में आपने परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप किया, वो था ए का सेकंड आइसोप्रोफिट कर्व, ए के रिएक्शन कर्व से टेंजेंट हो रहा है। ठीक है, कैन यू सी दिस व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? ओके, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस। जहां भी टेंजेंसी पॉइंट आपको मिलेंगे, ये टेंजेंसी पॉइंट डिसाइड करते हैं कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ रिलेशनशिप और कितना आउटपुट होगा। सो इन दिस केस ए के रिएक्शन कर्व पे जो आपको मिला वो था एक्चुअली में पॉइंट बी, और आप देखिए आपको एक मिलेगा पॉइंट ए। स्मॉल ए को देखिएगा, स्मॉल ए जो है वो बी के रिएक्शन कर्व पे एक्चुअली में बाहर से देखेंगे तो सेकंड वाला आइसोप्रोफिट कर्व जो है वो उसमें एक्ट कर रहा है, सॉरी टेंजेंट है। तो यहाँ पे इसलिए वहां से परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप कर दी गई। तो यहाँ पे ध्यान रखिएगा एक्स डैश ए एक्स डैश बी आपको मिलेगा कैसे, ये मिलेगा आपको जहां पे बी टेंजेंट हुआ था, जहां पे पहले ए टेंजेंट हुआ था वहां पे पहले परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप करके पॉइंट ले लीजिएगा, फिर जहां पे बी टेंजेंट हो रहा है वहां पे परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप करके बी ले लीजिएगा। अब एक सिंपल सी चीज आपके सामने आ गई है, देयर इज अ स्विच इन द लीडरशिप रोल, जहां पे ए का बहुत ज्यादा आउटपुट था और बी का बहुत कम था। अब एक स्विच हुआ है और उस स्विच में क्या हुआ है, that B's output have actually increased whereas A has shrink its output. So now the leadership role is switched. Now the main leadership role has gone to B as compared to A. There is a switch in the leadership role. So यही चीज यहाँ लिखी हुई है। नाइविटी बेसिकली बार बार इस्तेमाल किया गया वर्ड नाइविटी। डू यू नो व्हाट डज दिस मीन नाइव? firm A will now be the यहाँ पे लिखा है this is the largest profit achieved given is isoprofit curve in each reaction. Firm B will now be the leader while firm A will come forward. And B has a higher profit and the naive firm A has the lower profit. Can you tell me what does the word naive means? Anyone? Please tell me what the word naive means. N-A-I-V-E. Why are they calling the firms who are actually not able to achieve its goal of profit naive? And what does it mean? Naivety is without experience. The firm who acts and reacts in this case, generally you're a very naive person, which means that you already may have a knowledge, but the experience is lacking. So naivety, in this case, the firm A, his reaction is somehow very, he's not acting like a professional, but rather a naive player, and hence the word naive firm. Next slide. Now, if this is a summary, this is a summary. This is a summary, and in this summary, you can see it's in summary. If only one firm is sophisticated, it will emerge. It will emerge. Okay. If in summary, if only one firm is sophisticated, it will emerge as the leader, and a stable equilibrium will emerge, since the naive firm will act as a follower. So they are using two words to explain this. They have sophisticated, and then they have a leadership quality. So sophisticated and leadership quality goes. It seems that there are two firms acting. Some is acting naive, or the other one is acting sophisticated. I'll give you an example of this firm. Let's say, for example, if there is a shoe brand, let's take an example of established brand. What are you familiar with? I will not talk about the foreign brands, Jimmy Choo and all. I will just take up यहाँ का brand ले लेते हैं, Bata. Let's take a Bata. Bata का brand जो है, that is in the shoe, it's very popular. So if only one firm is sophisticated, it will emerge as the leader, and a stable equilibrium will emerge, since the naive firm will act as a follower. So अगर इसमें कोई दूसरी firm enter करती है, and they don't know what kind of a strategy they have to follow, and they end up making a loss and they can't complete their target. You see what happens, considering all these duopoly models, you have to understand that every firm when enters, they have two goals in mind. One firm generally have the goal to maximize its sales, and another has a goal to maximize its profit. the firm which are naive firms or are new firms are known as as I'm telling you, they are naive firms, and their target is not a maximization of profit. Their target is simply to maximize their sales. वो उस पे काम नहीं कर सकते हैं प्रॉफिट पे, क्योंकि उनके पास अभी वो है नहीं, ना बेस है, ना मार्केट शेयर होता है, so they don't work on that. The other firm which is actually acting like a leader and is a sophisticated firm is the firm that has all the answers, it seems, and is actually not working to maximize its sale. वो target already achieve हो चुका है. Now they are working to maximize their profit. So, however, if both firms are sophisticated, then both will want to act as leaders. अब यहाँ पे एक प्रॉब्लम आएगी. अगर दोनों सोफेस्टिकेटेड है, एक सोफेस्टिकेटेड है, एक नाइव है, नाइव का मतलब है, एज आई एम टेलिंग यू, न्यू एंट्रेंट, तो अब तो प्रॉब्लम है, बिकॉज देयर इज अ क्लैश, because the action yields a greater profit to them. In this case, the market situation becomes, unstable, because the situation is known as Tackleberg disequilibrium, and the effect will either be a price war until one of the firms surrenders and agree to act as a follower. So cutthroat competition अगर शुरू हो गया, तब तो price war शुरू होगी. Somebody will actually lower the price, वो उससे और lower करेगा, फिर somebody will else will lower the price. There has been an n number of such price wars you must have witnessed in a very, even like two beverages जो आपस में हैं, that is for example, let's say Nescafe or Brew, or for that matter Dew or Pepsi, they all rival firms, and then they नया सैंपल कभी लेके आते हैं, कभी प्राइस लो कर देते हैं, कभी कहते हैं बॉटल में 3% 2% एक्स्ट्रा है, then the other person react and act, वो कहता है हमारे में 10% एक्स्ट्रा है. So this reaction action जो आप देखते हैं, ये एक्चुअली में प्रॉब्लम वहां पे आ रही है जब दोनों ही लीडरशिप रोल में हैं, तो वहां पे प्राइस वॉर होगी फिर. Until one of the firms surrender or a collusion is reached, with both firms abandoning their naive reaction function and moving to a point closer to or on the Edgeworth contract curve. Edgeworth contract curve एक अलग ही phenomenon है, इसको अपनी कॉपी में लिख लीजिए, थोड़ा सा इस पे होमवर्क करिएगा. Write a brief paragraph on what do you mean by the term Edgeworth contract curve. एजवर्थ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर्व का जो बैकग्राउंड है वो ये है कि इट्स अ फोर एक्सिस मॉडल और 4 एक्सिस ग्राफ होता है इसका. आप अभी तक आप ओ एक्स एक्सिस और ओ वाई पढ़ते हैं, इसमें 4 एक्सिस होंगे, तो इसको थोड़ा सा पढ़िएगा कि एजवर्थ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर्व होता क्या है. विद बोथ ऑफ देम अटेनिंग हायर प्रॉफिट, if the final equilibrium lies on the Edgeworth contract curve, the industry profit are maximized. तो ये चीजें इसको दिमाग में रखिएगा. If the final equilibrium lies on the Edgeworth contract curve, then the both will maximize its profit. तो एक स्टैकलबर्ग बनेगा, जैसे एक आपने कॉर्नॉट का बनाया था, ऐसे एक स्टैकलबर्ग की फिगर है जो आइसोट्रॉपिक कर्व से समझाई जाएगी. लेकिन इसके बाद स्टैकलबर्ग में एक एजवर्थ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर्व भी बनता है. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर्व क्या करता है, एक मिडिल लाइन होती है, 4 जैसे आपने एक्सिस बनाए, तो रेक्टेंगल बना लीजिए, बॉक्स होता है, और उसमें मिडिल में यू कैन सी दैट can you see? I think Akriti is not sharing now. Akriti, is it over? Akriti?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I lost my connection. I just.
Okay, fine. Get it back. तो this is the problem. तो उसमें आप देखेंगे देयर इज अ डायगोनल लाइन खींची जाती है एजवर्थ में, एक डायगोनल जो 2 पार्ट में डिवाइड कर देती है कर्व को, उसके ऊपर एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर्व बनता है. मतलब वो कर्व्स बनेंगे जिसे आइसोकॉन कर्व कहेंगे आप, और वो जो है वो पॉइंट्स जितने भी उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर्व पे होते हैं, जैसे कॉन्टैक्ट लाइन पे होते हैं, जो भी पॉइंट फॉल करेंगे वो फिर आपको ये बता देगा कि ये फर्म का इक्वल प्रॉफिट होगा. So it should be noted that these things are important. जैसे अभी आपने कहा कि नाइविटी का बिहेवियर इट नेवर फेज. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में आपको दिखेगा, इफ शी गेट्स द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. Yes, she has it. Next slide, beta. It shows clearly that naive behavior does not pay. The rivals should recognize their interdependence. There is no need for rival behavior. Rivalry सबका नुकसान करेगी. Competition is a different thing. Rivalry is a different thing. You can compete with someone to become better, but you cannot, undermine the interdependence of your existence with the other person. The rivals should recognize their interdependence. By recognizing the other's reaction, each duopolist can reach a higher level of profit for himself. If both firms start recognizing their mutual interdependence, each starts worrying about the rival's profit and the rival's reaction. So if both firms start recognizing their mutual interdependence, वो देखेगा कि अरे उसका भी बढ़ा है profit, मैं भी let me do something, let me add something to my product. If each ignores the other, a price war will be inevitable. As a result of it, both will be worse off. So don't ignore the profits and the interdependence, mutual interdependence. राइवल प्रॉफिट और राइवल का रिएक्शन दोनों इग्नोर मत करिए. अगर राइवल ने किसी सेलिब्रिटी को हायर किया है ऐड करने के लिए तो प्लीज द अदर फॉर्म इज नॉट नाइविटी में ये नहीं कि नो नो वी आई एम अ लीडर आई डोंट केयर. You have to bring in another celebrity or to counter, you should have some counter strategy to this particular strategy with the other firm or the leader has chosen. So these counter strategies and the strategies and again a counter strategy is what the Stackelberg suggested that should be there. Next slide. Apart from this, the model shows that a bargaining, proactive and a collusive agreement becomes advantageous. This is the gist. Collusive agreement. Collusive means, anybody can tell me what does collusive mean here? Meaning of collusion. Collusive rather, not collusion. Can somebody tell me what does the word collusive means? Anybody? Liख लीजिए what does collusive means if you don't know. Collusive, which involves secret or unlawful cooperation. इसलिए ठीक नहीं माना जाता है इसको. Secret or unlawful cooperation aimed at deceiving or gaining an advantage. Aims at deceiving or gaining an advantage. So collusive oligopoly, collusive means something that has been signed or by the two parties, and but the agreement remains, secretive. It's secret and it does not come out. But there is an agreement between the two. That is known as collusive. Anyway, over here they have mentioned the model shows that the bargaining procedure.
मैम अभी आपने उसने बोला कि it is unlawful, that it is that
yes. Should I repeat it? Hello? Yes, Vidu. Over here it's written that the collusive is advantages. इसको हटा दीजिएगा इस शब्द को. Collusive is not advantages. Collusive can be advantages between two parties. वो उनके बीच में tacit agreement या कोई ऐसा secret agreement हो, but it's not consumer never comes to know. तो advantages इसलिए है कि दो लोगों के बीच में. Yes, Vidu, do you want to ask something?
not legal also.
Sorry? What? Hello? Yes, beta. You can write in the chat box, I can give that. Okay, collusive agreement is again, it can be advantages between the two. With such a collusive agreement, the duopolist may reach a point on the Edgeworth contract, thus attaining joint profit maximization. So model shows that the bargaining procedure and the collusive agreement is important between the two. Next slide. लेकिन collusive होता ही collusive is not a profitable thing. That is, a collusive is not a profitable for consumer. Consumer को पता नहीं लगता. It's hidden. Agreement है, but it's hidden. It should be the consumer के point of view, so it's not good. But from the producer's point of view, two firms वो आपस में कोई agreement हुआ हो, then it is advantages for both of them. So it should be noted that Stackelberg's model of sophisticated behavior is not applicable in a market in which the firms behave on Bertrand's assumption. Bertrand जब मैं आगे पढ़ाऊंगी तो Stackelberg पढ़ाऊंगी और फिर से in a Carnot type market, the sophisticated firm bluffs the rival by producing a level of output larger than the one that would be produced in the Carnot equilibrium, and the naive rival sticking to his Carnot behavioral reaction pattern will be misled and produce less than in the Carnot equilibrium. ब्लफिंग चलती है, ब्लफिंग दैट इज दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग मोर, जितना भी उन्होंने उनको प्रोड्यूस करना था, दे प्रोड्यूस अ लेवल ऑफ आउटपुट लार्जर देन द वन दैट वुड बी प्रोड्यूस इन द कॉर्नॉट्स। और कॉर्नॉट में क्योंकि रिएक्शन है, और अगर कॉर्नॉट बिहेवियरल रिएक्शन पैटर्न आप फॉलो कर रहे हैं वो फॉर्म, तो फिर वो भी मिसलेड होगी एंड दैट विल प्रोड्यूस लेस देन इन द कॉर्नॉट इक्विलिब्रियम। तो ब्लफिंग और बार्गेनिंग और इंटरडिपेंडेंस ये कीवर्ड्स हैं स्टैकलबर्ग के, और कल्यूसिव or reactionary curves or isoprofit, Stackelberg concept of duopoly. Next slide. Is there a next one?